They never taught you this. Not your father, not your teachers, not even your friends. But every man eventually learns it. The wrong woman can cost you everything. Not just your peace, not just your money, but your potential. Some men lose their edge quietly. Others watch their kingdom burn down with a smile beside them. And most never understand why. But if you're listening right now, you're not like most. You're ready for the truth. So let's begin. Forget the fairy tales. Forget the dream of the one who completes you. Forget what society told you about being enough and love conquers all. The world doesn't reward good men. It rewards sharp men, discerning men, strategic men. And the truth is this: every woman you allow into your life will either elevate you or erode you. There's no such thing as a neutral influence. She's either adding fuel to your fire or slowly blowing it out. But modern society, it teaches men to choose based on beauty, not substance, on emotion, not evaluation, and when you pick wrong, you pay with interest. She may be magnetic, her laugh may feel like music, her beauty may turn heads, but a high-value man knows this. Charm can be a strategy, beauty can be a mask. What matters isn't how she shines in public, it's how she behaves in private. It's what she does when no one's watching, how she treats the weak, how she responds to conflict, how she handles boredom. Because women reveal their true nature, not when life is fun, but when life is silent. If she mocks your standards, if she rolls her eyes when you say no, if she pushes your lines just to test you, that's not love, that's sabotage. Women test men not because they're evil. They test to feel safe, to see if you're solid, to find out if you're a king or another servant in disguise. Set boundaries, hold them with steel, and watch her reaction. If she respects them, she respects you. If she doesn't, you already know what to do. Your vision isn't a hobby, it's your legacy. And any woman who mocks your grind, distracts you from your path, or makes your goals feel like burdens is not your partner. She's your anchor. You don't need entertainment, you need alignment. You need someone who sharpens your discipline, not dulls your edge, who respects the silence of your focus, not demands the noise of constant validation. Because here's the brutal truth: the wrong woman can look like comfort and still be your collapse. They'll tell you not to judge her past, that it's none of your business, that it's just history. But history is everything. A woman's past is her pattern in motion. It's not a snapshot, it's a documentary of her choices. And a man who ignores that is choosing blindness in a battlefield. You see, loyalty isn't something that suddenly appears. It's built through discipline, through self-control, through value systems she has repeated consistently. If she's betrayed before, if she's broken every bond she's touched, if chaos has followed her from one relationship to another, you will not be the magical exception. You're not her redeemer. You're not here to fix a woman who's addicted to drama, and you're certainly not here to babysit someone who hasn't mastered self-respect, let alone respect for you. And let's be brutally honest. Most men don't ignore red flags because they're dumb. They ignore them because they're desperate. Desperate to believe they can change her. Desperate to feel needed. Desperate to be the one she finally treats right. But that's not strength. That's emotional gambling. And when you gamble on a woman's potential, you're investing in a fantasy while mortgaging your future. There's a reason powerful men are feared. It's not because they're cruel, it's because they are willing to walk away. They don't beg, they don't plead, they don't apologize for having standards. They know something most men don't. The one who's ready to leave always holds the power. If she knows you'll stay no matter how much she disrespects you, she's already lost respect for you. And that's when the game changes. She grows colder, she grows bolder. She pushes your buttons, not to hurt you, but to confirm what she already suspects. You have no edge. Most men confuse submission with weakness, but in reality, the more you tolerate, the less she values you. Respect isn't earned by saying yes. Respect is earned by drawing the line and daring her to cross it. And when she does, leave. Not because you're angry, but because you're focused. You're on a mission, and distractions disguised as love have no place in a man's empire. Everyone can play a role in the spotlight, but character is revealed in the quiet, when you're not texting, when you're not validating, when the attention disappears. What does she become? Does she get bored and run to the next man with shinier words? Does she stir drama to feel alive? Does she seek chaos to escape the stillness? Or does she remain grounded, focused, still building herself even in your absence? Let me tell you something most men never realize. A woman's greatest test is how she behaves when you're not watching. If she can't keep your name clean behind your back, if she flirts when you're not around, if she forgets who she belongs to in rooms filled with options, she was never yours. Not truly. And no, this isn't about control. It's about clarity. It's about knowing that your life's work, your peace, your power, your legacy isn't placed in the hands of someone who crumbles under temptation. If she only behaves when you're looking, she's not loyal. She's just afraid. She cries. She vents. She tells you her dreams, her trauma, her pain, and you mistake it for love. You think you're her king because she leans on your shoulder? But the question is, does she follow your lead when it matters? Because here's the cold truth. Just because she's emotionally vulnerable with you doesn't mean she respects you. Women can cry to a man they see as weak. They can open up to a man they see as convenient. But they only submit to a man they see as strong. You are not her therapist. You are not her emotional trash can. You are a builder, a visionary, a man who sets the tone for the room. Ask yourself, when you raise your standards, does she rise to meet them? When you say, this is where we're going, does she support the mission? When you draw a boundary, does she honor it? If not, then she doesn't see a man. She sees a safety net. And the moment she finds someone she actually respects, she'll disappear. Without guilt, without warning, without looking back. Here's the lie that ruins men. At least she's someone. At least I'm not alone. But let me ask you, would you rather be alone or slowly destroyed by the wrong woman? Because that's the choice you're actually making. Every second you spend with the wrong one, every moment you compromise, ignore the gut feeling, make excuses for chaos, you're trading your future for comfort. And comfort is what kills warriors. Look around. Look at the men who once had ambition, fire, drive. Now look at them. Tired, confused, disconnected, muted. They didn't fall in war. They fell in peace. Peace with the wrong woman. A woman who turned off their edge, softened their purpose, made them feel safe while draining them dry. And here's the killer. When you've given her your time, your strength, your everything, she'll walk away with no remorse. Because you gave her power you were supposed to guard. Alone is not your enemy. Settling is, because while you entertain the wrong woman, the right one is watching from a distance, watching you lower your value, watching you waste your potential, and deciding that you're not who she thought you were. This is where most men fall. Not in lust, not in weakness, but in rushed access. They let her in too soon, before she earned it, before she showed she was capable of standing beside greatness. You want to know who a woman really is? Don't listen to her compliments. Don't be fooled by her attention. Watch how she handles your standards. Does she mock them? Does she try to twist them? Does she ask you to lower them so she can feel more comfortable? That's not your partner. That's your saboteur. The real woman, the one worth building with, she doesn't ask you to shrink. She challenges you to grow. She doesn't distract you from your path. She walks it with you. And when life hits you hard, she doesn't hide. She fortifies. So here's the law Machiavelli would whisper if he were alive today. Every man is a fortress, and every fortress needs walls, guards, and gates. Your time, your energy, your attention, they are sacred. Stop handing them out like free samples. Start guarding your kingdom like your life depends on it, because it does. You've heard it all before in softer voices. You've felt the truth gnawing at you in silent moments, but now it's in the open. You no longer get to say, I didn't know. You no longer get to say, I didn't see the signs. Because this is your wake-up call. She's either multiplying your life or subtracting from it. She's either your teammate or your test. She's either building your empire or burning it brick by brick. So what will you do? Will you keep chasing comfort and calling it love? Will you keep sacrificing your fire for the sake of not being alone? Will you keep making excuses for chaos, for disrespect, for wasted years? Or will you rise, choose like a king, set boundaries like a warrior, lead like a man who values himself? Because your peace, your purpose, your legacy depend on it.